baby!
That there's trademark not to be used without the permission of Rick about it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Jack Langenkamp Paramotor YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about something pretty fun, kind of sketchy, SIV. SIV is a French term which stands for Simulated Incidents in Flight. The purpose of an SIV course is to expose a paramotor pilot to the big bad wolf of flying. For all of us flying paragliding wings, one of the most dangerous situations that can occur is if the wing collapses, deflates, or stalls. These malfunctions can be caused by turbulent air conditions, thermals, or heavy-handed pilot inputs.
Oh, you are the real big bad wolf, aren't you?
Many pilots, including myself up until now, just fly around hoping they'll never bump into the big bad wolf, avoiding any turbulent air, avoiding big extreme control inputs that could cause these wing malfunctions. By introducing these malfunctions incrementally in a safe, supervised environment, a pilot can learn how they're initiated, what causes them, most importantly, how to recover from them. The SIV course I completed this weekend was the SKYLAB SIV course in Lake Wales, Florida. The instructor for this course is Andrew Fuller, a highly skilled acrobatic paramotor pilot, qualified SIV instructor, experienced tow operator, and all-around badass. For this course, he tows students up to an altitude of 4,000 to 5,000 feet using a speedboat and a hydraulic winch. Once at altitude, the tow line is released, and Andrew is able to communicate with the students over a radio. He walks them through the control inputs necessary to initiate a variety of malfunctions and maneuvers.
Is this good content?
These types of extreme maneuvers were really eye-opening to me. It's a pretty far cry from the gentle, sightseeing type flying like you normally see on this channel. But I felt like I learned a lot and I had a lot of fun doing it. So let's check out what I was up to this weekend at SKYLAB SIV.
Okie dokie!
So this here is one of my very first tows of the day. As you can see, I'm doing a forward launch on this little grassy peninsula here. Andrew takes off across the lake with the boat, gets the boat up on plane, and then starts applying hydraulic pressure to the winch, which pulls me forward and brings me right into the air. I apologize in advance. I wasn't running a standard helmet cam like I normally do in my videos. I was just running this one GoPro down on my leg just to kind of simplify things. So it's kind of hard to tell the altitude I'm at, but here when I pin off, I'm about 4,000 feet above the lake.
The first maneuvers we worked on were partial frontal collapses. In those cases, the paraglider is moving forward and part of the leading edge collapses and folds under itself. The wing is still flying on its other half, but it kind of has a tendency to rotate towards that collapse. The second series of maneuvers we worked on, similar to the first, were frontal collapses, but in this case, we did full frontal collapses. So the wing is moving forward, and the entire front edge folds in under itself like this. The wing is still flying, but the front edge is buckled, and the cell openings on the front are completely closed in. So working our way towards the full stall maneuver, the next thing that we did was called the horseshoe maneuver. In that case, the inside leading edge of the wing is pulled in and the wing kind of folds itself in a horseshoe shape like this. At this point, the wing is still moving forward, but mostly down.
So I paused the clip right here, and I want to point out my mistake. You can see in my left hand there are 4 A-lines. I was only supposed to grab the innermost 2. Instead, I had 4. I knew that going into it. I was just overwhelmed at the time. I was used to doing those full frontals, so I just grabbed a big old handful. This caused a much bigger frontal collapse than what we had expected, and it caused a pretty ugly exit to this maneuver. Same thing, slow motion. However, after a quick debriefing on the ground about it,
I think maybe I had...
Oh, no, you're only supposed to grab one inside.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering, I was like...
We might have to try that one again.
we tried it again later, and it worked much, much better the second time.
The last step in working towards the full stall was the B-line stalls. In this case, the lines that are connected to the middle of the wing span-wise were pulled down, and the wing folds itself flat like this, like a taco, and ceases moving forward and starts falling straight down through the air like this.
So after working through that progression, Andy and I agreed it was time to start working on some full stalls.
How you feeling, feeling the little stalls?
Yeah, feeling good.
So a full stall on a paraglider kind of looks like this. You're flying along, having a great time, and you pull the brakes down to the point that the wing slows enough that it's no longer creating lift. At this point, the wing stalls out and begins to drop. When it starts dropping, it loses that airflow that's keeping the wing inflated, the air that's being rammed into the front of the cells, and the wing kind of crumbles up like this and ends up in a ball of spaghetti above your head as you plummet to the earth. When you release that brake pressure and allow that wing to fly again, it catches a bunch of air, pops open like this, and dives in front of you. From the side, that kind of looks like this. When that wing surges, it's very important that you check the surge so that you don't get catapulted into the wing and end up what we call gift wrapped.
Pretty gnarly there, guy.
I want to say, as spare motor pilot, you're probably the best guy.
Thank you.
Resisted longest.
Okay.
Let's go, baby! Oh, let's go, baby. Let's do this.
So I was pretty pumped for that as my first stall. Two things I want to point out looking at this video. First of all, on the entry to the stall, look how far behind me my wing is. This camera is mounted on my knee, and it's facing basically directly upward for most of the video. And here you can actually see the horizon behind me, which shows you how horizontal me and my wing are. The second thing I want to point out is on that surge that I mentioned earlier, when I check it, when the wing finally stops moving forward, you can see it's almost all the way down to the horizon. I mean, it was almost completely in front of me. So what I want to point out during this second attempt here is how hard I'm getting bucked from side to side. You can see me getting rolled to the left and the right pretty violently there as the left and right sides of the wing kind of catch air differently. It sort of feels like you're sitting in a playground swing and a gorilla is shaking the suspension chains. So I learned a lot during this third attempt here. You can see about halfway through the stall, the left wingtip gets wrapped around the front of the lines and is being pushed against the lines by the air pressure. That's called a cravat, and it's unable to reinflate the way it is there. And the way I handled this, I maintained directional stability, and I was able to restall the wing, which kind of recollapsed it and allowed that wingtip to pop off the front of the lines and reset itself.
Nothing can prepare you for how violent that is. Oh my God.
I was out of altitude at this point, so it was time for another landing and one more flight of the day for some more full stalls. So this fourth stall attempt actually ended up probably being the most interesting one of the day, and I'm really glad it happened when it did. I mentioned that side-to-side bucking motion earlier. What happened on this one is I got thrown all the way to my right side. I was full weight shift right. I don't know if I was just out of balance or just kind of getting tired at that point or if it was just bad luck. Anyway, this right weight shift must have caused the glider to spin, or maybe the glider spinning caused the weight shift, I'm not sure. Anyway, I ended up in a full 360-degree riser twist, as you can see here. I reached up to grab the risers to try to stop myself from spinning, and when I reached up, I was releasing the brakes, and the wing surged forward and started flying again while I was mid-riser twist. Luckily, the risers weren't too twisted, and gripping the brakes too hard and locking the brakes out, I actually still had quite a bit of brake control at this point, and I was able to check the surge and keep that glider from launching in front of me too hard. After the wing was flying, I was able to untwist my risers and continue on my way. So here's that entire riser twist sequence again in 1/4 speed. Keep in mind this entire sequence of events, from the weight shift to the riser twist to the wing surgeon to checking the surge to untwisting my risers, that all happened in about 10 seconds total time. All right, you guys, that's all I got for you. Thanks so much for watching. Okie dokie. Big thanks to Andy Fuller at SKYLAB SIV for keeping me safe this weekend and teaching me a thing or two. If you enjoyed this video and or felt like you learned something, please consider hitting the like button, subscribe for more para shenanigans. Peace, guys.
This is half my job.
Am I stirring it? Am I stirring it?
I just don't know why you're holding a plastic spoon that is not connected to any heat whatsoever.
Shut up. Oh. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it, guys.
Yeah, with zero help from your...
I stirred it, bitch.